Okay. Waloob in chat predicting Lucky to be the spinner. Yeah, that's right. If you're not using spin on Lucky, you are... I don't know. I don't know what you're doing. I mean, I get, like, maybe on a screen set, even then probably you want to. Maybe on a screen set, you can get by with no spin. It's going to be Terra Normal Hyper Beam? No, it's not. I'm not bad. Okay. Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome. Apologies for the slight tardiness, but I'm here now and I'm ready to build Regieleki. So obviously, Lucky got dropped with the Terra Blast ban, which is a shame, partly because even without being able to Terra, like when I used Lucky in Nat decks, I used Terra Blast because it's just its strongest special attack that isn't electric type. So, you know, kind of unfortunate, but it is what it is. It is what it is. TBH, this sucks. This Pokemon is terrible. So here's the good news about Terra Blast getting banned, though, is that we have Regieleki back. And for those of you that don't know, I love Regieleki. This is maybe my favorite Pokemon to use and build in competitive Pokemon ever. Storm Zone and I managed to create, how many was it? 3 really solid Lucky teams back in Gen 8. There was Semi-Rain with like, it was like Pelipper, Barraskewda, it was like Specs Pelly, CB Scuda, there was a Tapu Lele. It was a blast. So there was the Lucky Semi-Rain, we made a Lucky Sun that did really well, and a Lucky G-Zap Hazard stack, which was fun as well, because, you know, in Generation 8, there was like, it was Lando and Garchomp were the only ground types. Garchomp was everywhere. So you could kind of go Lucky, and then if they swapped into Lando, try to tank the Volt Switch, Zapdos could come in and get a boost. Chorley Cakes with the £2 donation saying, Pinka, can we nickname it Electrode Senior? Sure. Senior, there we go. No problem with that. So yeah, Regieleki made it work a lot of times in Gen 8. Waloo saying, still riding the Mega Scovillain stream high, I can't lie. Regieleki is still busted. Super wrong. Don Long, that is... Okay, so let me talk about Lucky in this metagame, because I feel like nobody understands this Pokemon. And I think I am probably the preeminent expert on Regieleki, to be honest. I've built this thing so much. Recently made it work really well in Nat decks. So yeah, I do consider myself one of the leading experts in Regieleki technology. So let me walk you guys through this. So let's answer this first question. Is Lecky still broken? Few people think this. The answer is no. So in Generation 8, even in Generation 8, where there were 2 ground types in the tier, and Gliscor was not in the generation. 2 ground types without recovery. This generation, we have Treads, Ting-Lu, Gliscor. Tusk and Lando, Lucky can kind of get past by clicking Swift. Right, but was Bolt Beam Lucky that broken? No, I don't think so, because the transistor was improperly coded to be much stronger than it was supposed to be when Lucky got banned. So the initial Lucky ban was a shocking, just completely ridiculous. Like it just should not have been banned. Like it was coded improperly. Be like, oh, we banned a Pokemon and we thought it had 150 special attack, turned out to be 120. And then we didn't reverse it. Like that's an insane choice. I have no idea what was going on in the heads of the people that made that call. But anyway, and on top of that, we have a lot of OU viable ground types. So Excadrill, Clodsire, Garchomp, Lou, Lando. There are like 3 times as many usable ground types as there were for in Generation 8. So Lucky has a tougher time in Gen 9 than Gen 8, and Transistor got nerfed. So all around, lots of very bad news for Regieleki. This Pokemon is going to drop for sure. It will not be OU. I doubt it will be UU, to be honest. UU has some pretty solid ground types too. I doubt it will be UU. I think it'll probably end up in RU. That's my prediction. But yeah, maybe honestly it might drop lower. Like Regieleki might be going to NU. So for anyone thinking Regieleki's still broken, super isn't. It's not. It's really not going to be strong at all. It's going to be very, very niche. I'm hoping it has a niche, but it sure as heck is not going to be like actually good and seen commonly. It's going to drop really fast. Okay. Next thing, I see some people talking about ring target. Let's address that next. Is ring target a good idea? No. Thank you, X Ghost Napa, for the £5 donation saying, when is the kilowatt stream? Probably never. Well, let's see. What's its speed stat? 125. Not terrible. That's like Tornadus level, right? Okay, a little faster than Tornadus. I mean, Voltage, that's kind of good. Maybe on a rain team at some point. It's possible. It's possible. Anyway, yeah. Kilowatt might do a kilowatt stream, but I'm not sure if it's going to be soon. Okay, so so Regieleki. Yeah, ring target cheese is ridiculous. So people usually will put this on Klefki, put a ring target that negates the holder's type immunity. So Klefki, when it's holding this, will be able to get hit by like Sludge Wave and stuff. The idea is Klefki lures in grounds, and then you go like, oh, switcheroo, now I can Volt Switch all over you. Except this idea fails if your opponent maybe predicts your Klefki will switch out, and then they swap themselves. If they have faced your team before and they know your cheese strat, if they're even loosely aware that Klefki does this, because when I see a Klefki plus a Regieleki, I always know what's up, or if they just have multiple ground types. This is not a legitimate strategy, and it's bad. That's pretty much all I have to say about that. It's not good. Okay. Next thing, what was I going to say? Is Regieleki useless because it can't touch grounds? No. This is something a lot of people just don't seem to get, and this is the most reasonable thing, but people say like, oh, like Great Tusk is on 30% of teams, or like a ground type is on like 90% of teams, so what the heck is this for? And the people that say that I think are missing the point. So first of all, probably it's going to be something like this, right? Like Rapid Spin, Electro Ball, maybe Thunderbolt. We'll kind of look at the Thunderbolt, Electro Ball thing, Volt Switch. Regieleki, here's what it's for. What is Regieleki for? Here's what it's for. Removal. Speed killing. Or speed killing. I mean, kind of. Speed control and revenge killing. This thing outspeeds Ival with a booster energy. So it's going to outspeed Iron Moth. It'll outspeed a lot of very fast things. Also, Lecky does not get rising voltage, so we're definitely not running this with Pincurchin, but even if it did, we would not be running that. So in possibly screens is another thing. And pressuring grounds. So this is the thing I don't think people understand. Regieleki, it's pretty powerful, good pivoting moves, really fast. You pretty much lose if your ground type dies. That puts pressure on the opponent. That limits the way they can play. And this is key. This is key. A lot of people don't get... Now, it's tougher when you face like a double ground team because your opponent doesn't really have to be cautious at all. And of course, Gliscor is pretty much unkillable, which is rough. But your opponent, that means, okay, they probably can't terror their ground type. They can't let their ground type die. They can't really even let their ground type get significantly chipped, right? So that's the big deal here, is that this thing puts a lot of pressure on grounds. Yeah, I think that's pretty much the main thing. So yeah, people that are like, well, why would you use Regieleki? It's like not even going to break stuff. Yeah, that's not what it's for. It's not a breaker. It's for removal, speed control and revenge killing, and pressuring the opponent. Okay. So now that that's out of the way, hopefully we all understand what Regieleki is and what it isn't. Now let's talk about some possible sets. So the first one I want to address is sadly probably going to be maybe the most viable. Wait, I'll rename it. What was it? Electrode Senior. Yeah. So light clay, you know, it's super fast, obviously, so light screen, reflect, rapid spin, and either explosion or volt switch. I'm a volt switch fan. This set's going to be fine. It'll run some defense, it'll run some HP, it'll run a little bit of speed, it'll mostly be bulky invested, and it'll be fine. It'll kind of be similar to Deoxys Speed. I think Deoxys Speed is going to generally be better in that role. I like Teleport, but, you know, who knows? Maybe the Rapid Spin puts Lucky over the edge there and makes it worth. It's going to be fine, though. It'll be fine. What about resists like Grass Dragons and other electric types? What about them? I mean, like, they're there, but yeah, like those can get volt switched on is the key. Volt switch is the key. Even with the transistor nerf, it's still a pretty strong volt switch, and that's the big deal. Okay, so this is the first set. We're not going to be using this today because it's lame. This is not really Regieleki. This is like you can turn any Pokemon into a screen setter, and it's just sad. So then there are basically two. Okay, so I'll acknowledge some potential cheese. Itemless or some item activation, Terra, Flying, Acrobatics. So Lecky does get Acrobatics with Terra, Flying, and no item. If a Flying Gem was here, I could honestly maybe see this thing working. But you know, obviously Flying plus Electric coverage is pretty good. It's pretty solid. So that could be an angle Lucky goes with. I really don't think that's viable. I mean, we can run a calc here. Sure, whatever this is. Let's calc against like Gliscor, for example, just to see how bad this is. Oh, interesting. Not deck sets wacky. Okay, flying, none. What are we doing here? None. We'll give it adamant. We'll give it benefit of every doubt. Yeah, so full on invested Terra Flying to a Spidef Gliscor, you're doing 40. Yikes. Somebody suggested normal gem, which is not the worst idea. See, yeah, it's true. Nobody really does abbreviate like that. Let's go with that. But yeah, I think those sets are going to suck. What else are people going to do? I think there's a chance. So there's a chance, I think, like physical sets are actually okay. Probably like, I'm going to say, probably these will be like Terra Normal E-Speed. And they'll be, you know, like Rapid Spin, E-Speed, Wild Charge, Volt Switch probably is my guess. And those might be like Silk Scarf. They might be HDB. They might even be Normal Gem. So those are the kind of possibilities I see there. Could do Body Slam stuff too. That's going to be the strongest moves you have to hit ground types, basically. With the exception of, like, you know, acrobatic stuff. Problem is, a lot of the ground types are taking that pretty well, but, you know, it's the best you got. Okay, hello, Sydney. Your rival is here. Yeah, welcome to the chat. Hope you're doing well today. I guess well, you're doing okay. I just saw you. Okay, anyway. Let's see. So, and then there's the classic special sets. So this is just going to be, you know, T-Bolt / E-Ball, Volt Switch, Rapid Spin, and then something like Just some attack. Ancient Power. Could be Body Slam, could be Ancient Power, could be Swift. Hard to say, honestly. And Terra could be probably either Electric, Normal, or maybe even something like Ghost. It gets Thrash. Yeah, that's no. So, oh yeah, something else. Yeah, so it does get this, but it lasts for several turns. So not really. Like if it got Double Edge, I'd be down to run that. I'd be down to give that a try. But Thrash, no. Locking in a Regieleki is pretty much a death sentence. Also, let's address its signature move quickly. Thunder Cage traps and damages the user. 90 accuracy, 80 base power. Not worth it. Lecky, it's like every time Lecky traps something, it's like the other Pokemon's like, I'm not trapped in here with you. You're trapped in here with me because this thing's so frail. Well, it's not trapped. It can Volt Switch out, but it's just not worth trapping on a Pokemon this frail. It's not a good signature move. It doesn't really fit it well. Is a Clink Clang stream ever a possibility? Freaking love that guy. Probably not, sadly. I do love Shift Gear and what I think Gear Grind is the signature move. It's pretty good, but no. So I was saying Guts, Flame Orb, Terra Normal, Facade will be the meta. Yeah, so I saw someone doing the Facade strats as well. Trust me, terrible. Yeah, don't like it's going to be. It's going well. Maybe mixed. I mean, okay, let's run a calc. Maybe I'm a little hasty on this. Maybe people are cooking. I really doubt it though. So we'll go Terra Normal. Let's say we're that. Let's say we've got to be freaking Flame Orb. And then Facade. I mean, that's not bad. How much are we doing like a Tinglu? That's so much attack, though. The rest of the set would have to be special, right? So... Watch as Pink Accord Hater is going to load up a team with Iron Treads plus Glyce Core plus Power Sand. I don't think Pink Accord Hater was actually sniping. I think it's ironic, so I've heard. Yeah, someone said, I'd say use the standard special set and pair it with teammates that are really good at pressure and ground types. Yeah, the allure of Terra Normal is kind of making me want to try like an extreme speed variant. But, and then, yeah, people saying use it with Raging Bolt. If grounds are pressured, they won't get switched into Bolt. Trust me, it works. Yeah, so that is, yeah, we'll as much as I think it might be fun to try something new, I don't think something new is going to be good. So we're going to try, I think, just what I really expect is just going to be the best set. So Rapid Spin, let's make a quick call on Electro Ball or not Electro Ball. I think is worth doing. It's tough to say. Just run screens, Lecky? No. No. Okay, but yeah, let me like run some calcs here. Can we like blow up a King Gambit with Electro Ball? That'd be cool. Okay, so let's see. We're gonna Timid. We do need to go Timid. You barely outspeed Iron Valiant with max speed Timid. So, and then of course at that point it's like 1 point off, so you might as well just go max speed. Electric. Okay, that's only 80 BP against. But if it's max HP King Gambit, no speed, then the Electro Ball is 150 BP and kills. That's kind of wild. So you could... And then, well, how much is it? Petulant, though, is going to take like 0, which kind of blows. Yeah, 80 BP, but then the speedy ones are going to take like, yeah, it's going to be 60 BP. Which is still like not horrible, I guess. I don't know. I think I want to go with Energy Ball. I mean, excuse me, Electro Ball. I feel like I do, but then we'll see. We'll see. Maybe Thunderbolt's just better, but like it's going to blow up Garg, dude. It's going to destroy Garganackle. 150. I mean, come on. I'm going to try Electro Ball because I'm greedy. Also, after Rapid Spin, it gets even stronger, which is funny. And then Volt Switch. And then... Electro Ball was not it, Chief. Now, in Gen 8, I think Electro Ball was optimal. Like, I get that it's terrible on like almost every Pokemon, but it is not terrible on Regieleki. Yeah, okay. But anyway, also guys, do remember to like the stream. Definitely, it helps out a lot. Okay. So the next question is, what do we want to go for our coverage move? So I think this is basically like, what do we use to hit the ground types? It could just be Swift. That's what it was in previous generations. Terra Elec 2 KOs Glow-King? Yeah, I know. E-Ball is the more greedy option, therefore Pinka will choose E-Ball. What can I say? I'm greedy. Also, yeah, please remember to like the stream if you're enjoying. Like, I kind of want to go Body Slam. I also kind of want to go Extreme Speed. But then Swift is probably stronger, isn't it? Well, let's get the set down. Let's just say we went Swift just to get the spread in. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. The speed's going like past it there. Okay, so let's run a calc here. Let's run a calc against what's a good ground type we'll be hitting? I guess Landorus, but then that'll obviously be way weaker because Intimidate. Maybe Swift is just the move. What are you doing to boost your Ival, though, if not T-Bolt? Volt Switch. Volt Switch does like 80 to Ival. It's an Ival. Okay. Let's see. Ancient Power to cheese max and Omni Boost. Yeah. I get the vision. Let's just look at the ground types again. I think Swift is the right option. Terra Normal Hyper Beam, not a good idea. Pair with a Whirlpool Primarina to trap the ground types, maybe. All right. While I appreciate the creativity, nobody's going to be like, oh, there's a Primarina, let me go into my ground type. Yeah. No, this. Okay, here's the other thing. When it comes to Regieleki, pressuring ground types is good. Trying to trap, cheese, or consistently kill ground types won't work and is bad. So if you're ever like, oh, I'm gonna get them with my, I don't know, like what's random Pokemon that can throw out an ice move that usually doesn't have it. I'm going to get him with my Life Orb, Ice Punch, Iron Valiant, and the Gliscor is going to die, and the Landorus is going to die, and then I'm going to sweep with Lecky. It's just not going to work. It will sometimes work, but it's very rarely going to work. Go with Glow-King. Future Sight at least keeps Tusk away. Yeah, Future Sight does help. Future Sight has been used successfully with Lecky in the past. Say hi to Zoe. Hello, Zoe. Hope all is well with you. Yeah, Swift obviously is not doing anything to a Ting-Lu, but that's not really what it's for. Like, yeah, we'll go with Swift, I think, for now. Might swap to E-Speed later. Let's calc against like a neutral target and just see how much that would do. Like Tusk. Hitting Tusk. Having like a special move to hit Tusk is kind of nice. But like let's just calc it against like a Kyurem. Just like to see what it would do. Let's get rid of this. Healthy. Swift. Extreme Speed. Oh, well, that's max attack. Yeah, gotta get rid of that. Okay, so yeah, Swift is doing a little bit more. Just a little. So we could go ESP too. We'll start with Swift. I'm wasting too much time on this. I wasn't even remembering Gliscor. Regieleki might just be completely cooked. Maybe. But, you know, I tried it in NatDex, and it worked well. Now, I could run TerraBlast there, which was nice. But I tried Lecky in NatDex, and it actually worked well. So, who knows, right? Maybe it'll be better than we think. If there was a ground-type magnet pull, yeah, that would be nice. That would be nice. Well, for Regieleki, at least. Also, remember to like the stream. Viewership is crazy, considering we have only one Pokemon. Looks like people are excited to see Regieleki. Choice specs, Alecki, my goat one-shots Valiant. Yeah, but then it's bad otherwise. Okay. So we probably do want to go with the hazard stack angle. But we well, I don't know. It's tough. I think every Lecky team I've built, there's so many directions we could go in. So like let's type this out, because there are so many directions we could go in here. So possible approaches. So one is kind of balance H stack, which is sort of in a rough place in the metagame. So that's probably not what we go for. It's just really difficult to make that work. But yeah. Someone's saying I think Shaka Glow King is our partner. Yeah, that's a good one. We'll put potential partners. A lot of people mentioned Raging Bolt, which I think is a good idea. Definitely one that was on my mind. I think Zapdos as well. Iron Hands. Anything that can kind of pressure ground types is sort of good. And yeah, Shaka Glow King, I think, works as well, especially when those teams... Glow King, especially like with Toxic, Ice Beam, it's good at pressuring a lot of ground types. So we like that. Rillaboom might be nice. It can switch in on EQ at least. Yeah, I don't know about Rillaboom. I don't know about Rillaboom. Because the problem is, like, you generally want to pair Lecky with something that can really consistently get the job done. Like, really crack some skulls always. Like Wellspring, I think, would make sense. Because Wellspring also hates hazards, and it also like loves switching in on ground types. Like if you go Lecky and then double out into the Wellspring, that's good. So I think Wellspring is a potentially a very strong partner. Wasn't Regieleki Ubers? Yes, Terrablast got banned, which is the only reason Regieleki was Ubers, because it could use like Terrablast, water, grass, ice. Now that is gone, Regieleki is now terrible. Or not terrible, but not even close to broken. We'll put it that way. Hisuian Electrode, Raging Bolt, Lecky Hazard stack, maybe. No, we tried Hisuian Electrode before, and it was not good. It was not good. I know I'm trolling a bit, but Shuckaberry Glowking plus a Lecky sounds fire. No, that's not trolling at all. That seems like a very, very solid core. I've seen enough bring in Pincurchin. Yeah, we're not doing that. So there's the balance H stack angle. There's the hyper offense angle with screens, obviously. Is Lecky good with T-Spike? No, nothing's really good with T-Spike. It's like T-Spike is one of those things you put on your team, and for like if you have a free slot, you can like match up fish some teams really hard and totally screw them over. But it's not like T-Spike is never something to count on in your building, really. It's something that's nice to sometimes have. Specs Bolt would go hard with it. Yeah, Specs Bolt plus Shucka Glow King sounds kind of like a fire starting core. And I'd love to be able to fit on a Wellspring too, but I feel like that's going to be impossible to fit those three. Like if we add all that, it's not going to go so well. Torn T, it can switch in again and again and takes advantage of lots of ground types. Kind of. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I guess it does. I guess it does. Maybe NP Bleakwind. Maybe NP LO could actually be good with that. That does like the removal as well. So I could see. I don't think like an AV Torn is. I'm not feeling that, but I could see a Life Orb one. Mm-hmm. Spike's Gliscor seems like a decent pairing for the hazard stack. Yeah, I could see a pivoting Gliscor being good. I don't know about Spikes. Maybe Spikes. It does, yeah, Lucky does enjoy hazard stack, so I could see that being good. Surprised nobody runs Corrosion Glamora. There's Goldengo, there's Garganackle, and there's Gliscor. The three Gs really eliminate Corrosion Glamora. Yeah. If those three Pokemon weren't around, I would definitely be running Corrosion Glamora. Gambit as a partner since it pressures Tusk and Lou. Not really. Kinda. Sometimes it does. Other times it's like Lou isn't really a typical Gambit switch, and especially with how many are low kick. They could just bring in a Moltres, and then you're like, well, oh well. Yeah, Nasty Plot Life Orb. Sorry. I sometimes forget how many abbreviations I use that people might not know. Okay. So yeah, there's the balance H-stack angle. There's the kind of electric spam balance angle. There's I think Lecky needs to be unbalanced. Here's the other thing about Lecky, right? It's really frail and has to pick its entry opportunities carefully and kind of needs a lot of time to do anything. So it can't really be on a super offensive team effectively, I don't think, unless it's like screens. Unless it's a light screen, then obviously hyper offense. But otherwise, it kind of needs to be on a balanced team. But I don't think bulky really works on it either. The trouble is balance is not good. So yeah, that puts us in a bit of a weird spot. But let's yeah, but there's H stack, and that's kind of it. That's kind of it. I mean, yeah, I don't know. Let's see what we can do. I think we can add Glow King and we can get one more electric type, and then that's probably all we get. So Electro Ball has a chance to 2-hit KO Sinister with Magnet, has a 90% chance with Life Orb. That is actually kind of nice. I mean, we're not going to run that, but Sinister taking 120 BP from Electro Ball is very nice. Actually, yeah, with Terra Electric, you just straight up 2-hit KO, which is nice, because that's kind of the one thing that traditionally spin blocks. Storm to Lecky Sun, is it any good? No, Lecky does not get Weather Ball. If it did, I would absolutely be running Lecky on Rain with Terra Water, without a doubt. Did you talk about Natex not including champions decisions? Would love to hear your thoughts on it. I don't know. I didn't really like. There's something about Natex and stability and the tier. I didn't really. They made a decision. I kind of would like to use the new Mega Evolutions, but it's fine. I don't really have any super strong opinions on the Natex stuff. But yeah. Okay, so let's see if we can get this going. So I think I do like the Shuckaberry idea. I in theory I like Future Sight. Like Future Sight plus Lecky is good because, you know, obviously you can Volt Switch and it's like, oh, the Lando comes in, the Tusk comes in. Well, you die now, right? So especially teams that run Tusk as their ground type, Future Sight's really good against. But the trouble is, like, I also want to run Ice Beam. And I also want to run like Sludge Bomb, because if you don't run Sludge Bomb, you're kind of bad. And then we need Chilly Reception. And it's like, but I also want Toxic for Ting Lu. We could go Future Sight last. We could go Toxic last. Not sure. Yeah, actually true. Weather Ball and Snow with, yeah, I know. Yeah, if Regieleki had Weather Ball, this would be a whole different game. Whole different game. We'd be running like Icy Rock Ninetales and stuff. Okay. So then I think if we go Raging Bolt here, we're in too much trouble. I don't think we can really afford that. Maybe we can go Zapdos and then like a Wellspring. This seems like a decent starting core to me. It seems like a decent starting core to me. Maybe offensive Zap. Weather Ball Lucky wouldn't be an Uber, but it would def be really good. I think it would be Uber, honestly. That'd be pretty intense. Is D-Knight still broken without Terra Blast? I think so. I do think so. Also, remember to like the stream if you're enjoying. Quas DDK936 with the $5 donation. Thank you very much. Saying, I know you already chose Elect Ball over T-Bolt, but just a nice calc for T-Bolt is that it OHKOs Iron Valiant more than half the time. Yes, the Iron Valiant, I do understand that, but I'm really greedy. Yeah. And yeah, as far as running Terra normal, here's the thing. I feel like I want to go Terra Electric because I can't, like, we could change to Terra normal. It would boost Rapid Spin, and it would obviously boost Swift. But yeah, I think it's kind of like a low kick sort of situation where I want Lecky to be really good at the one thing it can do. Like if the opponent's ground type dies or if, that kind of thing, like I want Terra Electric to start rolling them. Whereas I think like Terra Normal, it's like, oh, instead of doing 20 to the Lando, you do 30. Instead of doing 12 to the Tinglu, you do 18. It's like, is that where we want to be? Maybe we do, but I don't know. I think Terra Electric might be better than Terra Normal Swift. Choice Scarf Electroball plus Tailwind Setter. Yeah, that's the move. Okay, so let's see if we can support this. I feel like maybe not, but we'll figure it out. I feel like we might need like a Gambit Tusk or like a ground type and then a Zama. No, we do have a spinner. We do have a spinner with Lucky, so we maybe can get by without any other removal, but we might need double removal. If you're already greeting with Electro Ball, you have to use Terra Electric. Make sure you run U-turn on Zap to be able to hit grounds with it. Might just run Hurricane. Hurricane can do pretty well, especially offensive Hurricane. Wish HP Ice was still an option, but oh well. So, okay, let's make a we lose to list. We lose to, and we need what? Well, we have speed control. We need priority, and we need stealth rock. We lose to dark types. King Gambit, Rye. Sarah Ledge. I'll write it out fully. Cinderace. Fire types. We're okay with DOS. Dragapult. Ghost types. This is going to be rough. Yeah, this is going to be a bit rough. Also, some people will definitely try, like, Swift. Oh, yeah, Choice Band Lucky will be a thing. Specs Lucky will be a thing as well. I should have talked about that at the beginning, but I don't think those will be good. I feel like if you can't switch up your moves, it's just... it's a tough sell for me. But maybe the CB Terra Normal E-Speed will make it, like, worthwhile to run that. Could be. So, CB Lucky is not something I would count out of the possibility. What else are we losing to? D9. Yeah, I mean Dragonite. Obviously, it's a Dragonite, so it's always a problem. Tusk Gambit seems good, then we lose to fire types. Mm-hmm. Someone said Tusk Garg. Could be interesting. Yeah, that could be interesting. Does that do what we need? Might do it. Looking like a Zamazenta goes here. It could be. Any thoughts on the Champions takeover? Not really. I want to kind of focus on Lucky at the moment. Gold, obviously an issue too. Once again, ghost types. Enam we're actually okay against. Glamora, we're fine. Gliscor, we're like, well, Gliscor kind of. Kind of like we can sort of pressure it, but we also sort of can't. Gliscor runs Double Dance nowadays, not typically, but on screens, yes. Tusk, we're fine. Yeah, Heatran, Fire types, Iron Moth. Yeah, we'll just add like Iron Moth, Heatran, Ghost types, Goldengo. Feel like it's too much of an extensive list with just 2 mons. I mean, hey, that's the way building is in this tier, right? Especially if this is like a really nice wish list. Like if we could get these 4 together, I feel like that'd be a really good core. But yeah, sometimes you can't get what you want. Terra Water Waterfall Dragonite can beat fire types and has priority with extreme speed. Yeah. I'm not going to run Terra Water, but team members. I think, yeah, Dragonite is always a possibility. Tusk and Glue. Zap King Glue. That'd be funny if we ended up going back to that. Or I'll write it out. Tinglu. What else do we discuss? Garg. King Gambit. Just trying to get down the possibilities we've recorded. Okay. What else are we losing to? We're okay with Ival. We got King Gambit already. Curem. Yeah, Curem's rough. Ice types Loki. Weavile's rough too. Why Swift? It's the strongest attack it has to hit like Tusk and Lando. It's a sad world. For Lecky at least. We're like kind of okay with Wellspring. It's not fun, but when is it, right? Petron, we're okay. Lando, we're okay. Brim's alright. Opposing Lecky, I guess. We'll have a ground type for sure, though. Depresso Clinical, thank you very much for the 50 gifted memberships. That is incredibly generous. As always, if there's anything you want to say in chat. Let's see, did I see anything? Yeah, feel free to say something and I will read your message out. Thank you very much, Depresso Clinical. And been an incredible supporter of the channel. We're fine. Bolt. Yeah, Bolt is rough, but I think that should be fixed when we add on a ground type, depending on, you know, which one we choose. Wisp is rough. Just having no immunity to that is not great. We're okay with Rilla. We're okay with Atrot. We're kind of okay. Glowking kind of is rough. Torn, okay. Yeah, T-Tar. Add that to the list. Dark types. T-Tar. Yeah, that is a ton of gifted memberships. Not seeing a message from Depresso Clinical. Hopefully I didn't miss it. Lou D-Knight works well as the last two. Leaves us super weak to ice. Like, Curem is like, good game. Have you considered using Streamlabs to prevent YouTube taking 30%? I'm not familiar with that site. But that's it. That's the full threat list. Okay. So, unresisted types. Oh, we forgot Dragon as well. So that's not so good. Dragon, Ghost, Ice, Dark, Fire. So King Gambit does a lot of these. You won't be able. Well, we won't be able to cover all of these things perfectly. Yeah, I mean it's tough. You got to. It's Gen 9 team building. You're never going to end with a team and you're like, wow, this team has a perfect breaking core, resists every type, and has a priority, and it's all looking good. Like, that's not how Gen 9 works. So yeah, it's the we lose to list is about trying to make matchups manageable, not trying to make a perfect team. Okay. So let's see here. Tyranitar looks kind of interesting as well, although I don't really think the entire team hating Sandship isn't great. So basically half the tier. I mean, no, this is not half the tier. Well, it's about half the tier, actually. Yeah, I mean, I said that's Gen 9 team building for you. Like, sorry. Guard plus Corv basically deals with the whole list. Then we end up with no ground type, and we get smoked by Regieleki, Raging Bolt, and Zapdos. You don't resist Psychic. Ah, good catch. Thank you. Yeah, I've seen enough Gambit plus Garchomp. Yeah, Gambit plus Garchomp was what I was thinking of, actually. I'm thinking that might be the angle. Why did we lose to Dark types? Because we don't have Dark Resist. Gambit, D-Knight, guys, we need a ground type. Gambit, Tran, maybe. No ground. One of them's got to be a ground type. Otherwise, you lose. I think it's got to be Gambit ground. King Gambit just does way too much of what we need. Tinglu, maybe. Maybe could do it too. Let's create two versions. So let's say King Gambit version and a Tinglu version and see where that takes us. Chomp gets usage, yeah. It's a Pokemon. It's viable. Used it with the Umbreon team, worked really well. Yeah, the problem is if we do go Gambit, I mean, Kyurem becomes, pretty threatening. But, there's also DD sets just got nerfed, and Spadef Glowking can Terra and help with the other sets as well. So now, last slot, it needs to be a fire and a ground type. So I guess that it makes it have to. I feel like this is kind of the only way, isn't it? Yeah, no, it kind of has to be this. Definitely makes Kyurem terrifying, but we can just try to play around it and see what happens, I guess. Darkrai looks scary. Yeah, it doesn't look great, but what are you gonna do? A team looks like trash. Thank you, Aura. You always know just what to say. Let's check the Lu version too and see if there's anything we can make work there. If we go with the Lu version, let's just comb down this list. So Glow King isn't really an issue anymore. Bolt and Lecky aren't issues. Gliscor's still, well, it's an issue for the other team too, to be honest. It's going to be rough. Gambit, Ride. I think only really King Gambit remains as an issue there. Sarah Ledge is still an issue. Fire type is still an issue. Unresisted would be... Dragon, Ice, Fire. Did someone say Camerupt? Nope, not me. Dragonite, that's still an issue. Goldengo's not really an issue. No, Ghost type. Yeah, Ghost types are not an issue anymore. But these guys are still an issue. And priority would be good to have. Dragon, Ice, and Fire. Like, it kind of looks like Heatran, but Heatran's not good. On this team, at least. I don't think. It says, someone suggested Primarina. Not like Primarina, it covers the types, but then you look at the Pokemon we're struggling with, like Ceruledge, Kingambit, Gliscor, Kyurem, and you're like, oh, Prim kind of loses to all of these. Yeah, like it could be Spikes, Lou, plus Rocks, Heatran, but yeah, it just like doesn't actually help with the Pokemon we struggle with. Heatran helps in theory only, not really in practice. I want something that's going to actually help in the game. Yeah, so yeah, we could also, we don't necessarily need an Ice Resist. Like Fire, I think you super need. Why not Heatran? Kyurem, like look at the list. Like Heatran doesn't actually help with these Pokemon. Yeah, Scizor looked good, but yeah, Fire, of course, doing what Fire does. Yeah, like Dragon Resist is maybe you can sacrifice that. Oh yeah, no normal resist. What the heck, dude? How did I miss that? This team had like so many unresisted types. This is unfinishable, maybe. Let's we're burning a lot of time here. Let's just try the Garchomp one and see how it goes. And if we're feeling like we really would have liked like a special wall of some other kind, we can maybe go back and see if we could try to make that other team work. Okay. So let's see. I think I want to go leftovers and go back to a Terra Fire set here, honestly. But I'm kind of worried about opposing Kingambit. I think Encore on this is going to be needed. Which makes me worry a little bit about our Breaking Core. Because it's going to be hard keeping hazards up. I guess Future Sight helps a little. I think we do want to go special on this. Yeah, I'm not feeling great about this team, to be honest, but we'll see what happens. Go Fairy. I think it's fine. Depresso Clinical saying putting a Specs Zoroark, Hisuian Zoroark over Lecky in this team would be great. I'm afraid not. It would take away our speed. We kind of need that. Static. All right, let's go. Can we afford to go with an offensive Zapdos here? I think so. Heat Wave and Roost, right? Do we go bulky attacker or speed? Let's go speedy attacker. Let's go make him fast. Flying. Let's go grass in case Wellspring gets out of hand, especially since we're going greedy adamant on ours, which I will never regret. Slap in a Ditto and call it a day. What are we talking about, guys? Defiant, definitely not. Supreme Overlord. Ironhead. Kowtow Cleave, Sucker Punch. Maybe low kick on Gambit. Actually, I think we do want to go low kick on Gambit. Honestly, it's looking pretty rough. So we'll go with my classic 16. I think is fine there. Helmet. And I do just want to go dual hazards on this. Whoops. Maybe Terra Ghost. D-Knight. Could be an issue. Go Terra Ghost on this for sure. Gives us a spin blocker as well. Spikes, SR, Dragon Tail. Alright. We'll go for the outspeed on Raging Bolt, of course, because otherwise that's a pretty major threat. And then we'll go max defense. Or remaining in defense, excuse me. Alright, let's check. Did I get the Terra types down as we filled in the sets here? I think so. Yep. All right. Not so sure how I feel about this, but we've got like an hour to try out Lecky. It's going to be an awkward one. I feel like what we need is, I feel like the team's almost too offensive. I feel like it needs to be bulkier, honestly, but Webs should be a good matchup. I feel like Webs should be a good matchup. So I think I kind of want to, like, this looks like a good Lecky matchup. Could lead with Zapdos. And then Volt Switch into Lecky and then finish off with a Swift. And then the Tusk actually gets super threatened by the helmet. So I think that's a good angle. So I'm going to kick it off with Zapdos on the... Okay, Tusk lead. That's sick. So we're just going to click Hurricane here. If we hit, that's awesome. If we don't, that sucks. One of those situations. Pretty cut and dry. Although the good news is, here's the one good news. As we use Lecky today, we'll probably encounter some random Terra Ground Mons, because I'm guessing there's a lot of Lecky hype on the ladder. As that fades and Lecky goes away, there will not, I don't think anyone will be running random Terra Grounds anymore. There's no Wisp switching. Yeah, as I said, it's Gen 9. Like, you're not going to have everything on the wish list. You have to make sacrifices. You know, we have Pokemon that don't mind getting burned that much, like Loking. Okay, they sack their ground type turn 1. What elo are you at? You are 1822. Why are you doing this, buddy? Okay, well, hey. Works for me. Let's go Lecky. Let's just click. I think Electro Ball here kills. Yeah, let's just click Electro Ball. If they want to go into Sarah Ledge to avoid the Rapid Spin, that's fine. I don't particularly feel the need to avoid a spin here. Okay, gold comes in. Let's see how much this does. Okay, not much. So this is a speedy gold, it's looking like. Yeah, max speed. So that's fine. We can just Volt Switch here. Could go into Gambit, could go into Zapdos. I think I like Gambit better here. And I think I'll go into Zapdos here, though, in case there's like a T-Wave or a Focus Blast coming out. Focus Blast. Okay, missed anyway, but good thing we made that switch. And now we can outspeed a Volt Switch and bring in our friend Regieleki again. So this is going great because our opponent sacked their ground type turn 1. That's kind of a pretty clear one. Can I ask what Zapdos brings to this team? Sorry, just tuned in. So Zapdos is here to pressure the opponent's ground types. It's here to put pressure on Gliscor, put pressure on... Okay, well, here's one thing I wonder. Does this thing kill... Okay, very, very unlikely to straight up instantly kill with a Terra Normal E-Speed. That's good news, because that's honestly a calc that would, like, super suck if it wasn't that way. So let's Volt Switch. And we have Shucka Berry. So I'm inclined to go into Glow King, and let's just throw off an Ice Beam and see what they want to do. And if they Terra and boost up, we can go Garchomp. Terra that, and then Dragon Tail or something. Oh, wow. Okay. That's... Oof. All right. Sure, I'll Sludge Bomb. Glow King's going to die here. That's fine. I don't mind. Poison would have been cool, but that's okay. Yes, this is going to be Ice Spinner last, obviously. Might have Roost is the thing. I think the safest angle is to go Garchomp here. Terra Ghost for this. The question is, do we rock or not? I think we're fine to just Earthquake. Yeah. Yeah, that'll go down there. I'm a little worried about Ceruledge, but I think unless we play like really dumb, we should be okay. Swift, is his coverage that bad? Yes, it is. Also, guys, please like the stream if you're enjoying. We are pretty close to record-breaking sub counts today. Okay, can you kill me with the... You can't even kill me with a Moonblast, so I'm super happy to set up rocks here and break that Ceruledge Focus Sash, or just damage it, whatever. Okay, yeah, we get the forfeit, GG. Okay, so that was, yeah, I mean, opponent sack ground type turn one. Like what? Yeah, obviously that went great. Okay, hopefully this next one's more of a real game. Why does Zapdos threaten Gliscor? Because it's like strong, dude. We might want it because, yeah, I mean, it's max attack Hurricane. Let's change this to Terra Flying, I think would be a good change though. Which I hate relying on a 70 accurate move, but you know, well, I'll show you how much it's doing. Gliscor. Actually, Terra, maybe the Terra Fire Heat Wave would actually be a more consistent way, but yeah. So you see here, if you're Terra Flying, that's a Spit F Gliscor, right? It gets guaranteed to hit KO'd. So that's why. Well, guaranteed if you can hit two, which is unlikely. Looks like you need to put the 4 EVs in defense on Lucky, then it has a 0% chance to kill. Is that true? That'd be cool. Yes, yeah, why is it in Spit F? That's honestly super dumb by me there. Minor things, but sometimes matter. Dragonite. Let's run a calc here. Quickly make sure. Okay, so well, that's max HP. Yeah, look at that. No chance to kill. Hype. Until we run into a Silk Scarf one. But yeah, hey, that went well. HF. Okay, this is going to be, so this looks rough, to be honest. This is looking rough. I think this is going to be, actually, no, not that rough. It's looking like it's going to be a Zapdos kind of game. I think we kick it off with Ogerpon. I'm a little worried, though, like the Wisp Rye could be a big threat here. Maybe we kick it off with Zapdos, but I don't want it to get like poisoned instantly. Could be Glowking. Could lead Glowking and just Chilly Reception if we don't like what we see. I think that's fine. Okay, it is a Rye. Let's Chilly and hopefully just not get like smoked. But we're Spit F Glowking, so like we should be okay. Okay, it's going to be a knockoff, which is a little frustrating. Obviously, we don't like losing the Shucca Berry, but that does give us information about this Darkrai. That knockoff, yeah, because it was +1 attack, it wouldn't have even done that much. Probably double, triple Darkrai with the glasses is what I'm guessing we're seeing right now. Could be Wisp though, which would suck. I'm tempted to just go Wellspring. I wonder if we want to Terra Wellspring in this game. Because like that seems like it would be trash. Because there's just like a Hydrapple right there. But at the same time, we can U-turn on the Hydrapple. And that might help us get past this Rye. But then if it Wisps us, that would just be the worst. Knock, Wisp, Ice Beam, Dark Pulse. Yeah, that's like not good for this team. We do not like that. Like, I don't want to have to go Zapdos on this because Zapdos looks good, but I feel like that's kind of the only answer. Could be an angle where we Terra Fire can Gambit at some point, too. That could work. Not Black Glass's damage, isn't it? Is it not? Yeah, maybe Glasses would do more. I think it is Black Glasses. I think it's in possible range at least. Let's go Zapdos and Volt Switch. I think we can go Zapdos, Volt Switch, and then threaten with Lecky, I think is the plan. Okay, let's throw off a Hurricane here. Hopefully hit. Hopefully start pressuring this thing. Okay, so what you don't do here, well, you might set Hazard here. Let's go Slowking on the potential Toxic, because I really don't want to get poisoned. Okay, cool. Let's Ice Beam here. We don't die to the EQ. I mean, we don't kill with Ice Beam, but we at least do good damage. But yeah, I feel like we might need just like a bulkier backbone for this to work. Okay, we get the gold. I'm just going to, I mean, unless you're like Specs, I don't die here. So I'm just going to Chilly Reception. Oh, but you might do like T-Wave, other annoying things. I think I'll Chilly. We get T-Wave, dude. Okay. Well, that's annoying, obviously. But this team does not have removal. So I'm thinking it's, I think we stack them up. And we can start knocking and breaking stuff with Wellspring. It's probably the plan from that point. I don't think you attack directly here. I'm going to get one spike up. Okay, cool. And now we can go Slowking. Okay, good read on our opponent's part. Should be just a Hex command here, so we can go Zapdos is like the ultimate enemy of these bulky Goldengos, which is great to see. Yeah, Hex, like, okay, that did like so much more than I thought. Are you offensive? Why are you offensive, buddy? What are you doing? Okay, let's Hurricane here. Try to catch the Gliscor. We do. How much are we going to hit? First Hurricane, and we do connect. That is obviously a super, super, super bulky score, though. Bro really did not mind. We could Terra Flying and go for the kill here. Of course, then we have to hit, which is the struggle. Is it worth the 70% chance to just kind of win here? Really not sure. That is super Spadef, this Gliscor, I gotta say. I think I'd rather go Glow King. I'm gonna Chilly here. Okay, that's fine. Heck yeah. Okay, so we're in a good spot here. Because this will die. Like, this does not live this Ivy Cudgel. This is the most Spadef thing ever. Oh, we don't have knockoff. Should I go knock over power? Yeah, that's gonna be rough. Because I forgot we didn't have knock. That's brutal, dude. Let's go knock over Power Whip, which is rough for our Breaking Core again, but I think we can't really afford to go with that, and Future Sight kind of helps shore that up a little bit. Let's swap Zapdos here. I think the one thing you don't do is stay in. Let's go for the Cane, I guess. Yeah, I wish I thought I put knockoff. Also, huge, oops. And we get critical hit by a Hex and die. Dude, that's awesome. That's excellent. Okay. Yeah, seriously, you're bad. That's like game over, basically. Oh my gosh. Anyway, it's fine. It's fine. It is. I mean, it's not their bad, obviously. Thank you very much. We got $100 from V Vivo saying, Reginald, thank you very much for the incredibly generous donation. Wow. That is insane. Much, much, much appreciated. Trying to think how we can try to approach this game. I think it's got to be King Gambit angle. So let's go into Wellspring here. Let's U-turn on the Hydrapple, and then let's get in. Or actually, do we need to? Yeah, we'll U-turn. Yeah, wow. Reginald indeed. That was a wild donation. Thank you very much. Yeah, that is a really frustrating critical hit. Zapdos is one of our best mons this game, and that just happened to it. So okay, well, we get the U-turn. I think it's time. I think it's time we try to make this happen. Which, I mean, they just they don't know we don't have Iron Head, I guess, is our saving grace. If Rye comes in, we can Terra Fire on it. For sure. CA is Canadian dollars. Oh, okay, I was forgetting about that. Yeah. Still, yeah, that's still incredibly generous. Yeah, no, definitely wasn't calling my opponent bad at the game. They seem to be playing this pretty well. I think they understand the mission. Okay, that's not good. EP, okay, that's fine. That's okay. Low kick does not kill. I'm just going to go for the Kowtow. If they go into Zama, that's fine. I'm surprised they stayed in there though. Honestly, I thought they might want to get out, but okay, they do just go Zama. Not boots, which is good to see. Lucky likely doesn't die. I think we bring it in here. We get roared, and of course that's not good. All right, let's go into Garchomp. Okay, that's good. That's definitely good. Let's Dragon Tail this thing out. Actually, it might roar us again. I'll go for the Dragon Tail and see what they want to do. But yeah, this is the angle now is trying to win with King Gambit, which is going to be tough, but maybe possible. Please hit. Okay, honestly, that's good. Let's spike here. Clef, yeah, I figured Clefable would come out there, so that makes sense. Let's go into Slowking. I mean, let's Ice Beam, right? It's Chilly. Okay, we don't get paralyzed, which is nice. Yeah, if we had knockoff, this would be a completely different game. Oh well. That one's on me for sure. Like, we could go King Gambit, but then we get paralyzed, and I feel like that's kind of our only shot to win. But then it's like, there's literally no other way to get past this Goldengo. Like, they can just keep switching around forever, and it works, because we don't have knockoff. Okay, a lot of people commenting on the music. Let's turn it up a little bit. Hopefully that's better. Why is the music loud? Turn it down. Oh my gosh. Okay, well. Yeah, it doesn't really feel like this is possible to do. I'm not seeing the win condition at all, guys. I'm not seeing it. We can... I don't know if... Let's go Lecky, and I can try to spin on the Gliscor. That's like maybe an angle. Okay, we get that. So I'm thinking then... I'm expecting a Toxic, so I'm going to go into Slow King. Okay, they have spikes. Cool. That adds up. Tried to catch a break, did not work. We ended up with a worse hazard for our team up on the field. Let's try Ice Beaming, I guess, and then we have to, let's hard switch to Gambit. There's nothing else we can do. If we had, I really wish I put knockoff on this. I did not think about kind of the fact that we need knockoff to make hazard stack work. It's going to T-Wave us, nothing we can do about it. And that's probably the game getting flushed down the toilet with it, but maybe with a lot of sucker punches, there's a world where we can manage to pull some, or maybe they think their Goldengo is really valuable and don't want to. I mean, maybe we could like win with like a paralyzed Slow King once this thing's down. It's rough. But yeah, we'll see. We'll do our best. We'll keep doing. Okay, they switch into Zama, and this, I think this is a sack. Maybe this lives. It does. It barely lives. I'm going to Sucker Punch here for sure. Gives us a little bit of health. Okay, it fails. They roar. Fine. I can just chili here. I mean, should we just attack? Let's chili. Well, no, this is dead. This is literally dead to them, so I think I'll just... Ooh, what's the angle? Maybe Zama. Or I think Lackey here is actually optimal. Okay, crunch. Do we attack this here? It dies on entry. So yeah, I'm just going to attack it. Okay, they won't go into Gliscor, so that's like a little frustrating, I guess, but you know, kind of to be expected. Okay, so I think I make my play for the win here. I'm going to spin. Then we're going to go into Ogre Pawn. Going to U-turn here. Getting King Gambit SD, and then we're going to go for the win. Yeah. Or actually, is the better angle... I think Slow King's the better angle. And we'll chili here. I don't think the Hydrapple stays in. Hopefully we don't get parried. We're going to bring in King Gambit on the gold. Gliscor enters. I mean, good thing we chilied, I guess. I mean, no, they're definitely going to switch out. There's no way. I mean, what if they are like... I guess Lecky's dead. I'm going to go for it. Why not? That's fine, because now we can just U-turn into Slow King. It does like 0 with Earth Power anyway. Okay, if that's the angle they went with, fine. Let's double back to Ogre here. I think they'll protect once so they don't die to Ice Beam. Okay, they just click spikes. That's annoying. Wait, no, U-turn. Yeah, so that spike's here to stay. We gotta, yeah. Okay. I mean, it's time, right? We have to do this, unfortunately. It's not looking good. We're probably going to lose, but what are you going to do? Actually, they might preserve this to try to live later. I'm going to go for another SD. It's a pretty gutsy play, but like we're yeah, okay, good. So that worked out. That's good. Yeah, we kind of need a miracle, and that's what I'm going for. If the gold comes in, we have to SD again, actually, so we can kill the Hydrapple with Sucker Punch. So I'm hoping they go into Rye here and try to go for the Wisp. We got to assume it's Wisp. Yeah, I will say this game went really downhill because Zapdos died. Things could have gone very, very differently if Zapdos did not die. Remember to like the stream if you are enjoying. Opponent here really taking their time. Please go into Rye and try to Wisp me as I Terra Fire. That would be Really, really nice if you could do that. I really appreciate it. But yeah, either way, whatever comes. Okay, yep, let's do it. Does Kowtow kill? It does. We don't reveal low kick, so let's do it. Yeah, we're gonna hope it's. We're going to hope it does go for the Wisp here. I've seen Wisp sets a lot on these kinds of teams, so it's just kind of where we're at. And I know it just clicked Dark Pulse. GG. Okay. I don't regret the way I played that, but you know it happens. Okay, that sucked. we lost our best Pokemon to an offensive T-Wave Hex Goldengo getting a critical hit on the second time it hit it. What are you gonna do? I think we played to our outs as well as we could have. Okay, different team. Let's move on. Future Sight plus Lucky looks pretty good here. So that's good to have. We have Knockoff now, which also would have completely changed that other game. Frustrating game in a lot of ways, but we're going to do our best to... Well, I'm going to do my best to move on from that. I don't think you guys are too upset about it. I will say, I do like the double helmet for like chipping Tusk. I think that's kind of a good core I didn't think about initially when building this. I want to kick it off. I think Lecky outspeeds... Oh no, Lecky does not outspeed Scarf Meow. Scarf Meow is actually insanely fast. Glow King does die, unfortunately, too. We might want to go a little bit of mixed bulk on that. Let's lead Glow King, and if it's a Meow lead, we can... Okay, interesting. Honestly, I kind of want to get this Future Sight plan started. Let's do this Chilly Reception thing. Go Lecky, and I think we can spin here as the Meowth. Okay, you went Dirge. Jeez. Okay, that took a lot from that Future Sight, so I think this E-Ball is going to fry you. That did not do that much. Okay, and you Wisp me. All right. Let's Rapid Spin as the Tusk enters. Okay, Slow King. Interesting. Let's go for the big E-Ball. Let's do it. This will kind of do a ton. Chilly Reception. Yeah, we're kind of putting in the work here. Let's go into Chomp. Just see if we can knock off. Okay, cool. That's going to do a good chunk. We can go into Zapdos here on what I expect will be an Ice Spinner. Okay, it's going to be Stealth Rock. Interesting. We can just Volt Switch. Oh my gosh, why did you... Dude, why does nobody have, like, any fear of Regieleki? Like, it's bizarre. Okay, I mean, let's get Hazards going, but, like, what the heck, dude? Like, you do realize this thing is, like... I mean, clearly they don't. They have no concept of the fact that Regieleki can be a threatening Pokemon, I guess. Let's go into Zapdos here. We can try to static this thing. Okay, I'm going to click Roost. They'll probably switch in Tusk. That's the answer they have, I guess. I'll Hurricane here. See what they want to do. Just, yep, Chilly. That makes sense. Meow comes in. We can go Gambit on that. Gambit's mostly for defensive purposes this game. It could sweep in the end game, theoretically, but I think it's mostly going to be for defensive purposes. Axel, cool. I'm down to click Low Kick here. Hopefully we can catch the Tusk. Okay, Scarm, that's fine. We can just go back into Zapdos. Let's Volt Switch here. Slow King. We could, I think let's go for the spin. Let's do it. Cool, we get the Rapid Spin off. Almost died, but we don't. What do we want to go into here? Let's go into Glow King. I think that covers the Tusk coming in as well, which I like. Tusk, excellent. Let's Ice Beam. Please Headlong Rush here. That'd be really cool if you could do that. Okay. Yeah, they're definitely going for the Stealth Rock here. Let's just Ice Beam. That's fine. I mean, it's dead, so that's good for our Zapdos. Let's go King Gambit here. Sucker Punch. Okay, cool. We got that at least. We got to get Hazards going ASAP. I'm going to chili here. I don't think you stay in sack. Good. Let's get Garchomp in. Let's rock up. I think we have to take this deal and trade. Go up with the hazards. I mean, their Meow is dead now. Head calcs? Yeah, Meow is dead, so that's cool. We can go Zap. Meowscarada just comes in and dies. Sick. Love to see that. I think we just Volt Switch here into our Slowking. I don't think there's really another thing we can do. What's Future Sight? They also have Future Sight. Interesting. Like, I feel like our Wellspring just wins, doesn't it? Let's chili. Hope we get the slow one. Okay, they go for a T-Wave, which misses. Works for me. I feel like a Garchomp Dragon Tail is good here. I mean, because Garchomp's not going to do anything else this game, right? Yeah, probably we'll just chip the Skarmory, which is fine. Yeah, this should be it. Okay, we missed. That's like mildly frustrating, but it's fine. I think we can go Lecky Volt Switch here, and then we bring in Ogerpon and just start cracking some skulls. That seems like the answer. And ideally, I was hoping for a Dirge Sack there, but we didn't get, which is fine. We didn't get that, but would have been nice. Lucky has 1% HP, dies to rocks, except the heavy duty boots item. Got our back. We probably knock off here, don't we? Yeah, let's go for the Terra Water knockoff. If they T-Wave, that's not. I prefer them to Sludge Bomb, but probably they will T-Wave. Sludge. Okay, Sludge. Please don't poison me. Heck yeah. Okay, that went great. Let's Ivy Cudgel now. This should be game. Yeah, you super die. GG. Okay, the plan worked. That's good. Sick. We get to face this fella again. Let's do the same thing as last time. Zapdos lead looks good. I'm guessing they don't want to sack their Tusk instantly this time, but if they feel like doing that again, that definitely works for me. Yeah, so yeah, you have to have like a Pokemon die to bring it in without the burn damage. If you go into a Pokemon at the end of the turn, it will take burn damage. But because Garchomp died, that let our Lucky get in. That like little understanding of mechanics can come in really handy sometimes. Rare case in which a 1 HP burned Mon is effective. Okay, so we just click Volt Switch here. Then the plan is to go into Lecky, and I am going to just click Rapid Spin here. And we'll see what they want to do about that. Okay, they want to stay in. That's fine. So I can go for a Swift here, which will kill. Let me just check the calc. Yeah, that'll kill here. Unless if they Terra, that obviously could go poorly for us. But okay, we're going to get in Tusk. Let's see how much the Swift does. I think I'm guessing like 20. Okay, critical hit. So it would have done like high 20s. That's honestly not bad at all. I don't think you ever spin when there's an Ogerpon threat. So I'm going to go into Ogerpon, assuming we'll see like an Ice Spinner. Okay, Stone Edge is fine. And we can go for a nice big Ivy Cudgel here. I don't think they want to sack Tusk. I'm guessing it's a Ribombee sack we're looking at here, but they've surprised me before. So we'll see what they want to go for. Have we not seen this team on stream before? You have. We faced this game one. Same player. So they're a little more careful with their Tusk this time around, as one might expect. Gold enters. And we did get confirmation that this thing has Focus Blast. So, like, I feel like I just want to go into... how much is Zapdos Heat Wave, like an offensive Zapdos Heat Wave doing to this thing? Decent damage. Nothing crazy, though. And the Shadow Ball will Actually, it doesn't have a super good chance to 2-hit KO. We could do the King Gambit trick again. I'm down to do that. I don't think you go for a hard focus blast read here. But that could go really bad. Let's go Zapdos. Let's go. Okay, they nasty plot. All right, interesting. So we are going to, I'm just going to Heat Wave here, and we likely don't die, but we'll see. They focus blast. Okay, we definitely don't die to that. Heck yeah. That is a really weird play, and I'm very happy about it. That did 66, so this is probably a max HP gold, so we're going to have to revise potentially our plans. No, Volt Switch still kills, so we're going to go for that. Cool. Good to see that. I'm thinking we go, I think we go Lecky here. That invites in the D-Knight a little too easily, doesn't it? Yeah, I was thinking we could do the thing where we go, well, it doesn't matter now. Probably Ogerpon, I think, is the new second best plan. I think it hits everything hard, and if the Dragonite comes in, we can U-turn and break the multi-scale. Okay. I think we just cudgel, right? I mean... It should be a Poltergeist here, I'm guessing, is what we're going to see. We might have to get into games with Kingambit is the problem. I think the sack is Wellspring here. But it does put us in a bit of an awkward spot later. Yeah, and this does outspeed Lucky, unfortunately. Well, it's definitely Adamant. Maybe it doesn't outspeed Lucky. We could bait it. So we do actually... Lucky does outspeed this, so we could go Lucky and then, like, double Chomp to bait the Shadow Sneak. Which, you know, could go wrong, though, if they just click, like, Poltergeist, and then we lose our Dragonite answer, and then we probably lose the game. So we could go Kingambit and do the... I think Kingambit Sucker Punch games are, unfortunately, our most consistent approach here. Bitterblade is a wild thing to click there, because that... I could have gone into Garchomp. I'm surprised, but all right, let's just Sucker Punch here. Okay, they sneak. That's fine. Let's go for it again. Okay, let's go for it again. Okay, let's go for it again. All right, let's go into Garchomp this time. If we get Poltergeisted here, like, I don't know what to tell you. Okay, they just click Sneak again. All right. Tusk enters. Glow King, I think, has got to be our answer. It's just not that helpful in this game. And we can Ice Beam here, and we don't die to a Headlong if they want to go for that. Well, actually, we still might. Okay, we don't. Heck yeah. Good stuff, Glow King. Good job, buddy. Manaphy. I think we Sludge Bomb. I'm worried about Take Heart stuff. Okay, that turned out to not be too much of a threat, it looks like. Let's just go for another Sludge Bomb here. Should just be Surf. Okay, so this is right. This thing's Terra Ice. So I want to think about what our best angle is to kill this thing. I think it's Lecky, Volt Switch here into Kingambit, and then we just start clicking Kowtow Cleave. I think is the right answer. But yeah, they're kind of smart to leave the Manaphy to last, actually. Or leave the Dragonite to last, because then I can't Dragon Tail it. So, good playing on their part. They definitely were smart. Okay, they're okay, that's interesting. So they're giving up Terra on the Dragonite in exchange for killing Zapdos, which I don't think is honestly helpful at all to kill. I'm happy with that. I will definitely take that. The question is what the Dragonite's, like what the D-Knight said. Is it Roost is really the big deal. Is it Roost or is it E-Speed? So what I actually think I do, it might be the right play to go Lecky here and then Energy Ball, or excuse me, Electro Ball. Because Lecky could spin here. And if we're +1, that Electro Ball is going to be doing, even through multi-scale, a really good chunk. So I think that's the angle. And if it does turn out to be Extreme Speed, then we've seen EQ Ice Spinner. We should just be able to go Garchomp and Dragon Tail it to death. Let me just make sure this kills Manaphy. Okay, yeah, I'm not going crazy. All right, cool. So it has Extreme Speed here. That's fine. Let's go for the Electro Ball. Okay. Not as much as I thought. Not nearly. Let's go for it again. Looks like bulky. But we'll see. You know, we'll see what clicks here. EQ. Okay. So that indicates to me this is bulky, which really, really worries me, to be honest. Because I don't know if Garchomp Detail does enough. If this thing's like max HP. Yeah, and it could just like kind of EQ stuff. This could get bad. If it has Roost. And then Dragon Tail can miss, obviously. And the EQ is not going to take contact damage. I think that 2-hit KOs Chomp here, does it? Yeah, likely to 2-hit KO. So we're in a heap of trouble, but we're going to Terra Ghost Detail. That's all we can do. Okay, they clicked Ice Spinner for some reason. So that went great. GG. That should have been a scary endgame, but it super wasn't. So what do you know? I will say the Gambit, the D-Knight matchup's a little scary. I think we might need to change that. But like the Wisp, let's go Terra Fire on Zapdos. That helps a little bit with the Wisp, helps a little bit with some of the ice type problems. And let's go Terra Ghost on this. Because the Dragonite is being rather problematic. Gives us another spin blocker, which is nice too. HF. Okay, we got a no ground type team in the house. Love to see it. I think Araquanid super straight up dies to an Electro Ball. Looks like it does. We're just going to kick it off with Lecky and do that. This looks like a really good Lecky matchup, to be honest. Nobody's ready for the Electro Ball. Opponent might not have had Roost. I don't think it's fair to say they threw. We can Volt Switch on the way out. Go into Glow King. Let's Chili here. If they Calm Mind, that'd be awesome. We can just Encore lock them. If they attack, heck yeah, they Calm Minded. Good news. Let's Encore. Awesome. And now we click... yep, Ivy Cudgel. This, we're going to win this one, pretty sure. This game's going really, really well. Yeah, this game's going super... I don't know why they're staying in. I think that's not a good play. But they're doing what they're doing. We're going to Encore now again. I hope they Thunderclap. I mean, I hope... Yeah, so now we can get free hazards with Garchomp. So this is why I'm really not... Like, I'm not getting our opponent's plan at all. Yeah, because they're locked in. Another Spike or a Rock. I think... Iron Maw. I think we go for a Rock. Okay. I think this is just a nice offensive Zapdos moment. It's good for this. Nasty Plot comes out. I think we just Heat Wave. We hit. Does Gold. Gold should go for the Shadow Ball here. Is it going to kill? Let's see. It does get the kill, unfortunately. Not a huge deal, though. Just in case there's no, like, Terra... I mean, Terra Ground is so not a thing. But just to be safe, we can go Wellspring here and just go for the Ivy Cudgel. Remember, like the stream if you're enjoying. Viewership is solid. I think people are I like Lecky. I didn't know everybody else did too, though. It's nice to see. Like, do we... I'm just going to Terra Water and take this thing out here. Okay, Terror. I don't think this kills me, though. Well, okay, I may have, maybe we just threw. No, we're fine. Cool. We can, actually, here's the thing. We can go Glow King here, right? We can Chili, and then I think I can Rapid Spin and maybe sweep the team with Electro Ball. I think I get a guaranteed kill. No, it does a ton to King Gambit, though. Fun fact, even if this was booster speed, we would outpace it. Why didn't Pinka Swift the Raging Bolt? Is he stupid? Swift Okos. Ooh, special attack booster. I don't know, buddy. I think you might die to Energy Ball. How did it do less when I put in a oh, because it's okay. It's gonna do it's 80 BP anyway, sadly. Oh well. Vacuum. How much is Vacuum Wave doing? Yeah, let's just Volt Switch. And let's just Chili, I guess, here. Probably we just died or Shadow Ball, which is fine. Yep, that's fine. Electrode comes in, E-Ball. It's so nice that even if this thing was booster attack, we'd outspeed. Like, that's insane. Man, Lecky is a bit fast, huh? It is. See, that's the thing. It's not here to break. It's here to, like, outspeed everything. Mm-hmm. Does Sucker Punch kill us here? It does, dude. We're going to E-Ball anyway, but that's wild. Yeah. Oh my gosh, we didn't die? Lucky, how'd you do that? Like, actually, Lucky, how did you survive that? It's like a jolly min roll? Jolly min roll. Yep, that's exactly what it was. Unfortunate. Yep. And we can... I think I actually might be able to end... Ooh, I may have just thrown, folks. I may have just thrown by not going into Lecky earlier, because this thing has Vacuum Wave, and I don't think it's dead on entry. Does King Gambit die to a Vacuum Wave? Okay, that is a relief. Yeah, that IVAL maybe could have won the game there. Okay, no, it wouldn't have. Vacuum Wave doesn't kill. We'd be fine. We'd be fine. But that was low-key almost a throw. Yeah, I should not have risked Lecky there. Definitely. The play should have been right into Garchomp. Should have kept Lecky at full health. So, not a good play, but we ended up winning. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break, but I'm gonna search here. All right, we have knockoff now, so this is about to be a completely different game coming right up as promised. I think things are going to go well this time, and I don't think the Rye has It might up Wisp, so we kind of still have to be aware of that, unfortunately, but... What do we kick it off with? It's just like, if that Darkwise Wisp, like, totally, like, I'd like to just lead Ogerpon and start swinging, but let's lead Zapdos, because we have to be... Okay, interesting. I'm going to Heat Wave this time. Okay, great. We get a big Heat Wave off. Good stuff. Hex comes out, does so much, because this is a... Like, are you Spell Tag also? Or does you just keep getting high rolls? What did that do? 45. Are you, like, modest? What is this Goldengo, dude? I guess you're modest. Well, anyway. That's weird. Let's go Ogre. I don't think this thing ever stays in. Cool. Let's Cudgel. I think let's just make sure... Okay, cool. I'm going to knock off here. Hopefully we don't get all-out Fickle Beamed instantly. That would super suck. I don't think you ever switch here, because I'm clicking U-turn. Okay, please don't Fickle Beam all-out me. That is exactly what happened instantly. Heck yeah, dude. That's awesome. Now our Wellspring is super weak. It would have been able to come in on hazards many times. Now it can't. Great stuff. Good job, Glow King. Good job, Glow King. All right, let's Chilly Reception out of here. That's super frustrating, but it is what it is. Come on, dude. Let's go Garchomp. Let's rock up. I think the plan is to fully stack them up on the... Well, we could... Let's go Slowking on what's likely going to be a Toxic. Let's Ice Beam. No, let's Chilly here. They should want to get in their gold again. Yeah, that's such a frustrating all-out. Like, I was like, just... Dude, sucked so bad. Okay. Let's go into this. Let's get up another spike. Something or other. Thank you very much for the 50 gift memberships. That is incredibly generous. Thank you so much. Let's go Slowking again. Rocks up. I'm going to Chilly. Hopefully the gold enters, and I'm actually want to I think, go into Kingambit. Hopefully we can push out the Zama. Would be cool. Yeah, thank you very much. Something or other. That is okay. And yeah, and see, now our Ogerpon can't come out because Fickle Beam instantly went all out. Dude, ugh. That was just like so worst case scenario possible, and it just... Ugh. Anyway, yeah, thank you very much, Something or Other. That is incredibly generous. If you never get the membership, that's because of lack of channel engagement, I think. Like, it has an order. Like, it's not odds. It has a direct order of people it goes down based on channel engagement. Yeah, dude, like, this is just the worst. This is the worst. Because we have to spin now, and it sucks so bad. Okay. What do we do? I mean, we could go Zapdos, get poisoned, and click Hurricane, I guess. Like this, that's kind of an angle. Let's go Zapdos, double Slowking. We can try to get off an Ice Beam. If they predict us, like, I mean, they might. Let's see. Okay, they talk. So we got that at least. I'm gonna Ice Beam this time. Okay, they did go. Okay, we freeze gold. We freaking take those, dude. I think we go for 2 more Ice Beams, and we hope they don't get them frozen. Please. Yes. Okay, good stuff, Glow King. Good stuff. I'm often at the top of engagement. I've never seen a gifted. That is true. Patrick, maybe you're onto something there, because you do kind of engage a lot. We don't want this thing to take a Dark Pulse. Let's go into Kingambit. Let's go for a low kick here. We'll see if they have... Okay, we get good damage on the Rye. They should want to switch out here. Into what? I don't know. Let's go, maybe just go for a Kowtow. Okay, that's fine. Going to Slowking. Damaging Darkrai that much is, I think, worthwhile. We could Terra Fairy here. Is that worth it? Is that worth it? I think no. I think we just want a Sludge Bomb. Please. Okay, we didn't get flinched. This is actually kind of going well. This is sort of going our way. The freeze was game-changing. Or, you know, the lack of the... Well, you know what I'm talking about. But we now have this Gliscor in front of us, which is very bad news. That I do not know how to deal with. Because, like, we really badly need these hazards off the field. Sub Zapdos could be interesting. Because that would really mess with Gliscor. Sub up. That could be cool. I think Sub Zap is worth trying here. I guess let's go Zapdos. I mean, I don't know what else we can do. It's really tough to try to get past this Gliscor. I think all we can do is just kind of hit it a bunch with Hurricane. But yeah, we miss instantly. Like, yeah. I'm going to try to Roost here. They might just Earthquake. They caught us, yeah. Oh no, they click Spikes. Okay, that's, I guess, better. I don't know. We're going to be in a position where we need to Rapid Spin with the Lecky and sack it to the Gliscor. I don't see a world where we don't end up in that position, unfortunately. And I think we have to go... Yeah, dude, I just don't know. I think we have to do that now. You definitely don't click EQ right. Why did you... What? The Zapdos was at like 80%. I don't know why. Like, that's the turn you never click. Okay, I don't know. I guess we got red. Like, all right, that was that. Yeah. By the way, none of that playing would have been necessary if we didn't instantly get all out Fickle Beamed. I can't express that enough. But hey, sometimes you get all out Fickle Beamed, and that just happens. Yeah, that was a super frustrating game. Should not have lost that. The Goldengo freeze was nice. It was nothing on the Fickle Beam. The Fickle Beam blocked our Wellspring for basically coming out the entire game, which was our way of winning. So, yeah, no, that was terrible. Not even close to evening it up. Okay. This game, I think we just want to hazard stack again. Yeah, we faced like a lot of this is the if there's a reason Lecky will end up maybe not being viable, it's definitely Gliscor. Gliscor can come in forever. No, that was not a throw. That was a completely fine play on my part. Okay, we don't get it with the Moonblast. It's cool. We get T-Wave. That's annoying. Let's just Chili. Gliscor enters. Okay, would have been nice to catch that, but it's fine. We can just Cudgel here. Zama enters. Okay, that's kind of nice. Let's get Enchomp. Sick. Let's get up a Spike. Zama getting super weakened is nice, definitely for Gambit. Yeah, I mean, I did gamble against the Apple. It's a tough matchup. Hoping for a 70% chance isn't exactly like bad playing. Just, you know, went the way it went, right? Okay, I think we do want to keep this alive. I'm gonna go into Zapdos here. Okay, Gliscor enters. Let's go into Slowking. On the like EQ, maybe Spikes. We can Should have sacked Gambit. I mean, like, no, King Gambit can be important in those late games, and it was a really close game. Like, it's easy to sit back and be like, oh, you should have done this, you should have done... Like, no, but no, you don't know when keeping Pokemon around is... EQ was a very improbable play there. I stand by it. I think it was good. Okay, so Knockoff would potentially kill us here, and it probably is going to go for that. EQ would super do it. We could risk it anyway. We could just sack Garchomp here. I think we sack Chomp. I think that's probably the best play. Okay, it was, yeah, good thing we did that. It was a knockoff. Let's Ivy Cudgel. If they Terra, that's awesome. We win with Lecky. Something or other. Thank you very much for the 50 gift to memberships. That is incredibly generous. Thank you very much. No, like that previous game definitely wasn't played perfectly. Like I could have hard read the Hydrapple coming in and knocked it, right? So that probably would have been better. But yeah, it was definitely still frustrating. But yeah, I probably should have just gone for the hard read. Okay, D-Knight comes, which makes sense. D-Knight enters. I think we don't want to risk damage on this, so I'm going to go Zapdos. Hopefully we can paralyze this thing. It's Dance. Okay, I don't remember this being Dance. Let's Volt Switch here. I wonder, we probably, based on my calc, we do die directly to an Ice Spinner, so hopefully it doesn't just go for that. I think this thing's Roost. Okay, we're going to Hurricane this. Hopefully we can hit. Okay, good, we hit. That's good. Let's go for another Hurricane. It is Spidef score, obviously, but it's not going to be doing too much with Knockoff now. Gold enters. Okay, let's Heat Wave. I think we want to keep up the pressure at this stage. Yeah, also you do have to have accept gifts turned on. That might be why, if you're never receiving them. Yeah, that was a super annoying game, dude. Yeah, no, we haven't clicked Swift yet, but like I don't think we've ever been in a position where we really wanted anything else. Maybe E-Speed would have been nice in that previous game. Okay, please hit Zapdos. Good job. You did it. I mean, it's got to be Scarf, but like, what am I supposed to do about that, really? Could swap in Gambit. Like, you have to be Scarf, right? I think you have to be Scarf. I don't know. I can't imagine you do this otherwise. So let's go into Gambit on probably a Ceaseless Edge. And let's just throw off a... Okay, you weren't Scarf. Really? Okay, AV, I guess. I mean, that kind of makes sense, like a little bit. Not really. Honestly. All right, let's sucker here, hopefully. I'm gonna attack him. That was... Wow, dude. I did not see that coming. Yeah, that... Wow. All right, that was interesting. Let's Kowtow. Yeah, we're in trouble. We're in pretty serious trouble. Yeah, I thought we were going to not get our item removed or get Razor Shelled there. And that's kind of our D-Knight answer. Really chipped. Yeah, I think this team just needs to be bulkier. I don't know. It feels too offensive. Like Lecky, I feel like Lecky needs to kind of be on a more... Like this feels like an offense, and I think it needs to be a balance. But let's see. Okay, yeah, there's the DD. I mean, yeah, I think we can... Supreme, how many Supreme Overlord boosts do we need? You know? I think we can sack Zapdos here. You shouldn't DD again. I mean, you might. If you have Roost, you might. Okay, that's okay. We can Volt Switch here. E-Speed, please get paralyzed? No, okay, that's fine. Glow King and then Ice Beam. If we... Let's see. Okay, there's the Terra Normal. The DD again. Alright, and now we Sludge Bomb. It has Roost. Okay, and we lose. Yeah, that's it. Roost D-Knight is rough. Yeah, that's tough. Okay, this team is not great, honestly. It's just not great. We can go King Gambit here. They shouldn't go for extreme speed. I'm trying to think. I think the best play is hoping they throw and go for E-speed. They should just Earthquake. Yeah, they did. I don't regret that, though. I think that was still the right angle. All right. Yeah, this didn't go so well. I think Lecky needs to be on a fast. I mean, we went 4-3 was the final record, so like it's not terrible. But yeah, Lecky didn't perform too well. I think we need. Here's what you need. If you run Lecky, you need the world's most solid Gliscor switch in, which is usually your own Gliscor. The fact that we didn't have a great Gliscor switch in and we were running a Lecky was a completely unforgivable combo. So that's the mistake we made today. That's the mistake I made today, and that's the mistake you all witnessed today. Yeah, I mean, some of it was annoying. Like the Fickle Beam was annoying, but I mean 30%. I guess it happens, but that was definitely really frustrating. But the main mistake of this team was Gliscor. Every time we faced a Gliscor, it was a super uphill battle because we could not bring out Regieleki. So I think what we need is Gliscor sets hazards too is the problem. That's I think another issue. Gliscor infinitely hard walls, and it sets hazards. So you can't really count on Lecky alone as removal because Gliscor just enters for free and resets every time without consequence. In past, right, like when a Lando comes in and gets rapid spun on, if it wants to set hazards again, you can go for a Swift, right? You can like wear it down. But a Gliscor will never get worn down. So do I think Lecky's going to drop? Yes. I doubt it will stay UU. I think it's going to drop very, very far. Why don't we just give Lecky something like T-Wave? What exactly are you thinking that would do? Swift, Swift damaged a Tusk early this game and did like 40. Like, what would you... T-Wave is not going to be helpful. That I am pretty certain. So, maybe what we need... let's see. Lessons learned. Maybe we need a... But yeah, also I think I said thanks something or other. If I didn't thank you enough, thank you very much. 100 gifted memberships is absolutely insane. So man, that's wild. Thank you very, very, very much. Terra Rock, Ancient Power. Yeah, it's gonna do with specs. That's gonna do like Terra Rock, Ancient Power. Probably you're doing a solid 30 to Gliscor. So maybe we need a breaker that isn't vulnerable to Gliscor SR/spikes, so we can go Lecky, pivot to our pivoting Gliscor, then swap into that breaker. What would that breaker be though? That's like the trouble. Like that doesn't... breakers are all weak to spikes. I mean... I think Lecky can stay in OU just through screen sets. That is a one heck of a conclusion. I think you're super wrong, but I guess we'll see. There are better. I mean, there's Grimmsnarl, there's Zamazenta, there's Deoxys Speed. Lecky is like not that. I mean, it has spin, which is kind of nice, but I really don't. I really don't think it's. I'd be absolutely shocked if it stayed OU for any reason. But on account of screen sets too, I'd be astounded. Yeah, like what's that breaker? Because we can get like a slow Gliscor pivot. Latios. Latios could be interesting. Latios could be interesting. Boots, yeah, no, that's not really a breaker, I would say, though. Like maybe SD Weavile. Not really a breaker, though. Is also the like I want to really get something that's going to really crack skulls, and Weavile's kind of not it. Maybe like Wake. I have to see if that actually kills Gliscor, but those are some ideas, I guess. Yeah, could be Kyurem. Doesn't really love spikes, but maybe Kyurem. Maybe DD. It's even worse against hazards, though. Maybe sub-lefties. I don't know. We'll see. But I think next time we've got to pair Lecky with a really solid Gliscor switching, and that'll make things a lot better. I think that was the big mistake, was we should have had like a bulky Gliscor of our own, and that I think things would have gone very differently. Because slow pivoting Gliscor is the worst enemy of every other Gliscor. Because you come in, set spikes, do what you want, pivot out, right? Yeah. But then it's always awkward though, because you need like protect U-turn, and then it's like if you run EQ Toxic, you don't have a hazard setter, and you can't touch Gliscor. Like EQ, but like not running Toxic on a Gliscor is such an L. Maybe just like knock spikes U-turn tech. That sounds ridiculous, but maybe it would work. Yeah, no, I think it's still viable. I'd say it's viable. My guess is after today using it, I do think it's viable, but you super need to have the like Gliscor switching of gods, because Gliscor will enter every time and get free hazards on you. So if you have it, like this team is not amazing against Gliscor. It's actually kind of bad, which is super unacceptable. So, and I underestimated just how bad that would be. But okay, I hope you guys enjoyed. I mean, there were obviously some frustrating games, but I had fun. For the most part, it was a good time. I hope you enjoyed as well. Thank you very much for joining. Thank you guys for all those donated, for the extremely generous donations. That was wild today. So thank you guys so much for that. And yeah, let's call it there. Let's try to time this right. End this in 3, 2,